Hello, 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 everyone. Once again, this is Susan La-Nelle Burgess, aka Love2Love, aka Lady Pinky Love, aka Love's Voice. Just a lot going on my mind today that I wanted to share. Really, I don't think this one has a specific title, but just wanted to expound on this thought right here. Why do we hate? What's the purpose of hate? I mean, in my life, I've experienced, y'all wouldn't believe the amount of haterade and just, I don't know, it's almost as if deliberately some form of attack would always just, at some point, I would have to be confronted with it. A lot of times, I'm not saying I'm exempt, y'all, from, having a perfect life or anything like that. Yeah, I've messed some things up. I've messed my life. I've made some pretty stupid decisions and choices. It's a part of trial and error. It's a part of growing up. It's nothing to, just, for me to beat myself over the top of the head and not be able to see sunshine or believe for sunshine. It was a part of life where I just made some error and decisions and about people, about some of the things I've done because of certain pressure. But that's what this life is. We're going to be put into pressure cookers. But and being in the pressure cookers, it's like if you've made a choice decision to give your life to God, that pressure cooker is necessary. It's necessary. It's necessary for us to really become acquainted and intimate and to be trustworthy, counted trustworthy with God. We basically promote or demote our own selves. And that's one of the reasons why for this videos and the haterade stuff, man. I mean, you wouldn't believe some of the lies that have been told on me over the course of my life. I'm not saying everything that had been said hadn't been true. I mean, there's always been a little truth in almost all stories, just a little bit. But if a person is hating on you, there's no limit. There's no limit, you guys. Y'all know there's no limit to what can be said or what can be told, a lie that can be told on you, an untruth. And I've experienced, boy, oh boy, have I experienced some lies told on me. Case in point, I'm just gonna share one particular incident with you guys. There was one incident where, and I'm just gonna be very real, transparent. It's a testimony, part of my testimony. I was going through a hardship in my life at one particular point in my life, and I had what I considered at the time a very close and dear friend to me. And she knew of my circumstances. She knew how I was going through and what I was dealing with. And she knew I was trying to bounce back from a divorce, losing my house, losing everything pretty much. And on top of that, through the divorce, I had an injury on my job. And because of that injury, it cost me my job also. So I'm in the midst of everything being taken from me and basically having nowhere to live. And I had started studying insurance. And when you're beginning to build a business, anybody that's ever built a business know you just don't straight to the top all at once. It's going to take a minute or two to, get it to a, where you're not feeling no more turbulence until you're, kind of leveled off. It takes a while to build. 3 to 5 years is what they kind of tell you in network marketing or whatever that it takes to build a business, technically, without any losses or whatever. But anyway, she knew of my circumstance. So her particular situation was that she had moved in with her mom. And in the midst of her moving up in with her mom, she still had a place that was vacant. And because that place was vacant and because of my current situation, she was like, okay, well, you can stay here. You can stay here in my space and just take over the payment. And I was like, cool, wow, what a blessing. I felt tremendously like God had opened up a window of blessing upon me. Well, a couple months went by, and for whatever reason, that particular month, I did not have her rent money. Well, instead of my friend communicating with me, the crazy thing that I thought was the weirdest thing I didn't understand this, period. It was, if your friend asked you or knew about a situation, if you were in a similar situation to mine and allowed you to come and live in their place, and then you were behind 1 month on the rent, would you expect that your friend would be knocking on your door with the police? That's right. With the po-po. Wow, it blew my mind. I was like, really? What's up with that? What's going on? Why didn't you just call me? It ain't like that. What's the problem? Excuse me. And then I had insult to injury. I got out of her place, to make a long story short. I got out, no problem. But that had already devastated me in my mind, and as far as she and I were concerned, that she brought the police over there. But I later find out through a couple people that she was going around and saying that I was trying to set her place on fire before I left. Wow. Amazing. What the world? Stuff like that. That makes no sense at all. Why somebody would just deliberately, outright and right lie on you. Just, what? Because you feel bad, maybe? I can't even rationalize it out in my mind. It doesn't make any true sense. It makes no sense. And that's just one minute story that I've ever been through. There's, I'm sad to say, hundreds worse that I've gone through in my life where people have done that to me. And I'm saying all that to say the haterade. It's got to be hate for somebody in your heart to deliberately just out and out lie like that. I guess a lot of times I would tell myself I'm not going to get close to women, especially because it seems like mostly the women in my life have hurt me tremendously. Not all of them, but the majority. And I've always got some flack about having more male friends than girls. And then it's always insinuated that I'm always trying to be with that male, And that's not even the case. Friendship. But for whatever reason, haterade, people just wanting to say whatever they want to say to make a situation look more than what it is. Just craziness. So I'm giving the testimony and I'm making these points to say, what the world? Come on, guys. This is just craziness. Why do we need to feel that we need to belittle anybody based on what? foolishness or either lie about them. Or even if it is a truth, why do we feel necessary to go and talk about them or just dog them out? I mean, what does your heaven look like? What does your heaven look like? That ain't it. Think about it. I'm not saying this is you, but I'm pretty sure if this isn't you, you've experienced this in your life. You've experienced this in your lifetime. Haterade. And I don't know about you guys, but that's not what my heaven looks like. My heaven looks like love. My heaven looks like peace and joy and happiness and, just everybody just loving on everybody. I mean, haterade ain't it. That ain't the way. That's not it. I'm convinced if you would look upon me and see God, you would learn to love me right. If you were to look upon me and see God, we could learn to love each other right. That's what he told us to do anyway. I mean, what do we think the scripture means when he says, the least you've done unto one of them, you've done it unto me? I mean, I'm just saying, think about that. The least you've done unto one of them, you've done it unto me. I mean, basically he's just saying, if you would do that to those people down there, I'm a spirit, you can't see me, what would you do to me? We got to get heaven on earth, or have we been creating hell on earth? It's time we get ourselves together. It's time we stop all the hating. We got more important things to be concerned about, y'all. We need to be thinking on how to make our finances come up. We need to be thinking on how to educate our children and educating this generation to make this world a better place. We ain't got time for this stupid stuff. It's a distraction from what the kingdom building purposes is all about. I'm crying out to you today, seriously. It's time to stop this crap, this hatred, this bitterness. It's time to clean it up. I am praying. I'm praying in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, that you hear me and hear me clearly. We need to ask God create a clean heart in us. Create a clean heart and renew mindset, the mind of Christ in us, to do it God's way and stop this foolishness. That's exactly what it is. It's foolishness. I love you guys. We need to be loving each other. We need to be loving on one another. We need to be fighting together in unity instead of sowing discord and all the ugliness that's trying to be thrown on us with our words about each other. Let's learn to love on each other. Let's learn that and do that and show that. Show love on purpose. Let's get this thing together, y'all. It's Christmas season. It's a new day. It's a new time. It's getting ready to be a new year. If God blesses us to see it. I don't know about you, but I want to taste heaven on earth. I want to taste it. I believe we can do it. One person at a time. Let's do this, y'all. Please hear the cry of this video, of my heart through this video. And if you agree, just give me a shout out. Okay? Let's do it right. And if I've done anything to offend you, please forgive me. Let's get over it. Let's get over it. We can't expect God to forgive us if we don't learn to forgive one another, y'all. I love you guys. I'm sorry if I've hurt anybody. I'm sorry if I've done anything wrong. And I pray that you'll find that same confession in your heart too. Love to love, you guys. Love to love, peace and happiness. Love to love.